Hello friends, in this series we are going to learn AWS Cloud Formation service from basics. So in this is a session 1. So in this session we are going to learn about cloud formation basics. Okay, let's start it. So cloud formation. Cloud formation is an AWS service. Uh, so it comes as a service in AWS. It is a native IaaC service from AWS. That means, so it is a infrastructure as a code service provided by AWS. So if any of one you don't know about uh, the infrastructure, any one of you don't know about what is an IaaC, I will create a new I will create another video on the with a simple analogy to explain what is an IAC. Next, using cloud formation, what actually we are going to do is we are going to create AWS resources. We are going to create AWS resources using cloud formation service. So when we say about resources, what does it mean by resources? Okay, let's understand this resources concept. So this is a general term. It is not relevant related to any of technology like AWS, Azure, or any technology. Resources is nothing but, so in AWS, if we let me log into my AWS portal, console.aws.amazon.com. So actually what AWS or Azure or any cloud provider gives is services. So, so any cloud provider, either it's an AWS or Google Cloud or Azure, they give their features in the form of services. So here if I go into services, all I can see is, so these are the services offered by AWS. So when we say resource, any object created, anything created from a service is an resource. So let's say, so EC2 is a service. So if we go into EC2, we do have a lot of options to create in EC2. So anything we create from the service is known a resource. So let's say if we create an elastic IP from EC2 service, it's a resource. If we create a security group, it's a resource. Uh, in simple words, so let's say if I am going to create a virtual machine from EC2 service, it becomes a resource. So a service is offered by, let me open MS Paint. So AWS or any cloud provider gives their features in the form of ser service. So if we create something from it, if we by using this service, if we create something, yeah, create something from a service, then it is called as a resource. So the best examples would be using EC2 service. We will learn about what is EC2 from scratch. but just to understand the resource analogy concept here. So if we create if using EC2 service, what we can create is we can create virtual machines, we can create SSH key pairs, we can create security groups, so and so on. So all of them are what if we create a virtual machine, then it this so these all becomes resources. So this is the definition of resources. So the simple point here is we create resources in AWS by using services offered by AWS. Okay, I hope this is you understand this concept. Okay, let's go back to our slide here. Okay, so sorry using AWS using AWS services, we used to create resources. So let's reiterate this sentence. We create resources in AWS using CloudFormation service. So using this CloudFormation, what we actually do is we used to create the resources in AWS. Hope you understand the sentence. Okay, moving to next. Okay, so that is what cloud formation is used for. And now if we go into one step into cloud formation basics, a cloud formation using cloud formation, actually what we used to do is we create template. We'll come to this point, what is a template. But what actually is, we actually write code for in cloud formation that should be in a .json or .yaml format. So if we want to write any code for cloud formation, then the files should be ended with either .json or .yaml. That is the first point. Second thing is our ultimate goal is to create resources. So this we already discussed. So our ultimate goal is to create resources in AWS using CloudFormation. Okay, and finally, so in order to achieve this, what actually we create is we create files, JSON files. Okay, what we used to call those things is a template. What it is a template. Let's understand what is a template now. Okay, we'll understand this with any example with this template analogy with some example. Okay, let me move to MS Paint. Okay, so I have a question, like just to understand this template analogy, I'm just creating this, not say. Okay, I want to let me ask you a question. So let's say in few years back, let's say around 100 years back or 200 years back, obviously on those days we don't had cars, obviously, right? So someone first created a car. So what they actually do is they first, whoever created, before that we don't had cars. Let's assume we don't have we were in a time that in that time we don't had cars. So the engineer who created the car, maybe first time he used to create a rough diagram or rough skeleton. Might be a car needs to have at least uh, um, four tires with it, right? Four tires with a steering attached to it, right? Steering attached. It should have some kind of protection, right? So this is a rough diagram. Obviously, engineers right to create, right? So we can call it as a uh, template. So in this template, in this rough diagram, what he mentioned was, so in order to create a car, at least we need to have four wheels, one steering, and some kind of protection, right? So with this, so this becomes a template in order to create a car. Okay, I hope this analogy gives some, at least some understanding what is a template on it. So likewise, if we apply the same to our cloud formation, in cloud formation, what we actually use to create, so in cloud formation, what we our goal is to create resources, right? So in order to create a resource, what should be the template? So in order to create a car, what should be the template? So these are the template. So these are the things we need to place in order to create a car. Likewise, in order to create a resource, what things need to be present? That is what a template defines. So a template tells what are the things need to present in order to create a AWS resource, right? I just give this as an example. Hope this understand. Okay, with this session one is going to be complete. In next session, we will actually get down a step deep, and we'll try to write some templates using cloud formation. Hope this session is useful to you. Friends, just to give some details, like I started this creating videos first time. So please, in case if you have any kind of suggestions related to my voice or my presentation or the concepts which need to be explained more, or any tips, anything related to improvise things, if I am something, if I am missing, you want to know, just post in the comments. I will try to keep um, create more videos to give a better understanding on the concept. My intention is to create these videos is to share my knowledge, how I understand the concept. In the same way, I just want to give some um, knowledge share with some real time simple examples that it it may help you to understand the concepts better. So once we understand the concept better, obviously our skills grown, right? Okay, hope you understand, hope you like this session. We'll look in the next session. Have a good day. Bye.